You know, all modern SUVs all look like they're designed by the same committee in the same windowless room just to satisfy some safety board. They're not bad, they're just boring. This 2011 Honda Pilot, it's a toaster. A 5-slice stainless steel, make you breakfast every morning. But you know what? You're not gonna go crawling out to the garage at 11 o'clock at night just to go look at it. Meanwhile, this 2003 4Runner with 400,000 kilometers, a broken link mount, a completely rotted out tailgate, this thing, it just feels alive. The Pilot, where do I even start? By opening the hood latch. It's a transverse V6, meaning the engine is sideways. It's a minivan in a hiking boot. Just simple maintenance, like let's say replacing the alternator in this thing, you practically have to be a contortionist with 3 elbows and you have to give a blood sacrifice. Like, just anything working in this is kind of brutal. It also does this really cool trick where if you hit the right bump, the whole dash will light up like a casino because of some ABS line somewhere causing some sort of error code. This thing is safe, sure, for now, but it's also just boring. The 4Runner, however, with 400,000 kilometers on it, on paper might sound like a disaster, but it's an honest truck. A normal, straightforward, easy to work on engine layout. The Pilot, it's for the roads you have to drive, but the 4Runner, it's for the trails that you want to drive. But capability means nothing if you're flying blind, which is why I use the sponsor of today's video, Onyx Off-Road. I use Onyx Off-Road for the same reason I drive old Toyotas, and that is certainty. I can see trail closures, property lines, and exactly how difficult a trail is before we even put tires on dirt. Seriously though, you've got access to thousands and thousands of miles of trails right here at your fingertips. And with awesome features like offline maps, you don't even need to worry about having service where you're going. Download the area you know you're going to in advance, and then bam, you got maps for the whole trip. And my favorite feature by far with Onyx Off-Road is Go and Track. So you're leaving a digital breadcrumb trail no matter where you go, so you can always find your way back home. Or find your way back out to the trail in the future. If you guys are interested in using Onyx Off-Road, make sure you use my link in the video description down below and use coupon code DIRTGARAGE to save yourself 20% off on your elite membership. Step number 1, don't die. This is the passenger side rear upper link mount. It's what keeps the axle from walking out from underneath the 4Runner when you hit the gas. And as you can see, it is no longer attached. And we're not here to patch it, I'm here to correct it. I decided to make the new link mounts out of 1/4-inch steel plate, mostly because that's what I had. So I drew it up in Fusion 360, sent it over to my ArcDroid to cut the file, then made sure that the new link mount matched the height and position of the old one, then we burnt it in. Moving on to the tailgate here. I really did try and get into it and open it nicely. With this back panel off, you should be able to get at a secondary latch that's right there and open it up and then push open the tailgate, which I struggled with, and when I cut this access panel into it, yeah, no wonder I struggled with that. So clearly we've moved on from trying to open it nicely to caveman style. I mean, it probably wasn't the smartest idea. Good thing it's junk. Brr. You know what's crazy? This brand new piece of stamped steel here is OEM. I bought this whole tailgate from our local Toyota dealership. And you know what? They're pretty affordable. I paid $1,500 Canadian for that, which is pretty well the same price, if not cheaper, than from a junkyard. So while they're off and right next to each other, we're gonna take all of the guts from this one, put it into there, slap it back on, hopefully with some help this time around. And yeah, we'll be golden. All right. For the time being, I was literally using this ratchet strap to hold the door closed. But apparently on Amazon, you can buy brand new latches for 60 bucks Canadian. And it has an actual weather seal on it now, so hopefully it doesn't get as rusty. All right, she's in. Let's give her a test. I came with this string. I think that's for testing it when you initially set it up. In case you do it wrong, you got a backup latch. But if we close it, for those of you that don't know, these 4Runners actually have a soft close. So you get it close and it just sucks into place. And then, perfect. And this 4Runner's actually surprisingly still got some good hatch struts. All right, that's one more thing off the list. Now that we got this thing back on the road, we got it all fixed up, daily drivable, it's finally time to start doing some modifications. Starting with an I-Doing head unit. You guys have seen me use these before in the past. I really like them. I had one in my Tacoma, we put one in my brother-in-law's Tacoma, and now the original one for my Tacoma is in my brother's Tacoma. It's plug and play, it looks great in the dashboard, and it gives you all sorts of cool features like a big touchscreen with Android Auto and wireless CarPlay. Got those two plugs plugged in there, the two plugs on the back of the radio, did a quick test fire, and it works, and we even have audio. Huh. Neat. I will say, this screen does look huge in this 4Runner, but look at that. We got our wireless Android Auto going on, functioning steering wheel controls, and of course, this head unit uses Android, so you can go to the Play Store and download whatever app you want. We can even open Onyx Offroad right on the head unit here. How cool is that? I don't hate new cars. I just hate the idea that a vehicle is a disposable commodity. This truck has 400,000 kilometers on it, and with the work we did today, it's ready for another 400,000. It's not an appliance, it's a 4Runner, and that's why we bought her. There's a long way to go, but it's a start. I'll catch you in the next one.